Fall is the best time to do any lawn renovation, any seeding project, because your lawn is gone through that hot summer, so the soil is very warm and it will germinate much quicker when you put the seed down. And typically in the fall you do get some rain, so you're going to have some periods of rain to help with the establishment of the seed. So those are three main reasons why you would put down a lawn in the fall. Hi, my name is Jim Connolly. I'm the Garden Center Manager here at Weston Nurseries in Chelmsford. And we're getting ready for the fall, and what we need to do is determine what our lawn is looking like. What's the next process to getting that lawn looking good after that hot, dry summer we just went through. And there's certain processes to make it look really good so that it can survive the upcoming winter. So today I'm going to talk to you about that. One of the areas where a lot of this information is on our website. We have a blog that has helpful guides, and there's one called Lawn Maintenance. I'm briefly going to go over a few things that you can do. You certainly can refer to that, and you can always reach me at the Garden Center if you have more in-depth questions. Typically, what you need to do in the fall is assess whether you want to overseed, reseed, start from scratch, or just fertilize. So let's talk about overseeding. Overseeding is when you take your existing lawn, you kind of rough up the soil, rough up the ground, put some kind of top dressing material over the soil, and that could be compost, it could be an organic fertilizer like Milorganite or the Espoma organic fertilizer, something that's going to bring some life to the soil, and then you put your seed down. If your lawn is like 50% weeds or more, you definitely want to, I think, start from scratch. I don't really recommend top dressing and going through all that, because you're going to still have a lot of areas where you're going to have to put grass seed. So maybe it's removing the weeds, removing the grass, and then starting all over from scratch. And doing it right the first time so you don't have to redo it in the future. It's really just remove everything, amend the soil, and then plant your grass. Now, sod is pre-grown grass. That's another option instead of putting down grass seed. It's a little more costly than grass seed, but that is an option, and we have both of those available. Regardless if you go with seed or sod, the preparation techniques are going to be the same. Your lawn's looking great, and you're saying, oh gosh, I don't need to reseed it, I don't need to overseed it, it just probably needs a little fertilizer. Then that would be what you would want to do. I still recommend either aerating or thatching, because during the summer, a buildup of grass, compaction to the soil has happened, and by aerating or thatching, you're going to open that up and slice the roots to stimulate more growth, and then put down your fall lawn fertilizer. Okay, so you're ready to start your lawn from scratch. You've removed all the grass, you've removed all the weeds, you've taken the roots and the rocks out. Now you want to amend the soil. The best thing I recommend is our Weston's Best Compost, and you just bring that in, spread it over to the surface, and then all of this material that you're going to use to amend the soil, you want to blend in. You just don't want to layer it, you want to mix it in with the soil. It's really good to maybe get a pH test done to find out what your pH of your soil is. What pH does is it ranges from a scale of 0 to 14, and your lawn will pick up the nutrients from the fertilizer at around 6 to 7. If it's too acidic, it doesn't pick it up and it doesn't become effective for the growth. So getting the pH test can tell you how much lime you want to put down. So for liming options, we have the Jonathan Green Magic Cal, and that's going to raise the pH. Most New England soils need at least a once a year application as an annual application, but if you haven't done it in a while, you might need to do one application now and another application at a later date. In New England, we find that the soil pHs tend to be more acidic. It could be a combination of acid rain. It could also be a combination of the pine and the oak needles, which are leaching acidity into the soil. So I've found that when I've done a pH test in my backyard, which has pines and oaks, it's a lower pH than in the front yard that doesn't have them. The other thing is, every time you fertilize, their compounds are somewhat acidic, and they will acidify the soil as well. Once a year, you want to apply that lime application to bring everything in check and bring it back to balanced. The other thing that you can do when you're getting your soil prepared is add a product called Love Your Soil. Love Your Soil by Jonathan Green creates more air in the soil and helps to get more root growth. If you're interested, you could buy what's called Magic Cal Plus, which is the Magic Cal and the Love Your Soil combined together, so it's one step. You don't have to buy both of them separately, you just do one at a time if you do it this way, or all at once if you go this way. The concentration's stronger this way and less this way, so if your lawn's really in stress, you might want to think about it going this method. After you've put the fertilizer down, the next step is your starter fertilizer. Okay, you put down the lime, now you put your starter fertilizer. The Jonathan Green starter fertilizer is high in phosphorus. That's going to help the root development of the grass seed. All of those products you're going to rake into the soil, blend into the soil, so that way they're all combined with the soil. You don't want to layer this. Then you're going to roll the soil and compact it, make sure there's no air, and the next thing you need to do is seed. So the question is, what seed should I use? All of our seeds are the Jonathan Green blends of grass seed. Jonathan Green is a company that grows their own seeds out in Oregon, and they have private labels. The Black Beauty brand that you see on all of the bags is a blend of grasses that can have larger root systems to tolerate drought conditions. They all are pretty simple to read. If you have a shady area, you go with dense shade. If it's sunny, you use the sunny. If you just want a straight Black Beauty, you can do that, which is sun to part shade. And then of course we have our shade and sun if you have a shade and sun. Jonathan Green does have, specifically for this time of the year, a fall blend called Fall Magic. What's in this is similar to sunshade, but it also has the ability to germinate a little quicker so that way you can get that lawn established before the upcoming winter. So my suggestions is, if you're not really sure which one to go to because you're looking at all these, just go to the Fall Magic and try that out. I'm sure you'll be happy with that. So after you put the seed down, you could just leave it alone and it will germinate when you water it. But sometimes you don't get 100% germination and you're looking at wanting as much of that seed to germinate as you can. We have a couple of products that might help, and I call them insurance policies. We've got the Easy Straw. So it's a straw with a tackifier that's natural. So when you spread that over the seed, and you're not going to go this thick, it's going to stick to the ground so it doesn't blow away with the wind. This is a pellet. It's like a newspaper pellet, paper pellet that has been compressed, and it gets spread in your spreader. And when you get wet, it just kind of dissolves and it holds on to the moisture. So the reason why you use one of these products is because you want as many seedlings to germinate, and this holds on to moisture a longer period so the seed doesn't dry out and die. So now we're at the last topic, which was your lawn looks great, you want to fertilize it, you want it to still stay green, you want to prepare for the winter. And what are the fertilizer options available? Well, here at Weston, we have synthetic fertilizers and we have natural or organic fertilizers. So let me explain to you the benefits, the pros, the cons, and which way you should go. The fall fertilizer blends are high in potassium. Potassium is an element that lawns use, and plants in general, to help give them some strength and endurance. So we got the winter coming on, the plant needs some strength and endurance, so you want to use a fertilizer that's high in potassium. By the way, you could even use this for some of your shrubs and trees if you feel like, just in a smaller amount rate, so that way you don't burn them. But it would be an opportunity for those plants that have been stressed by conditions of the weather or insect diseases, and give them some added potassium before the winter sets in. So we have the Jonathan Green, and we have only in Chelmsford the Greenview. Both of them are great products. You apply it to the lawn as the bag states, you water it in, and then this will fertilize the lawn throughout the fall. I find that the Greenview product has a longer feeding process, so you actually might get even an extension into next spring, depending upon when winter actually comes into play. If you're looking for organic options, we have the Espoma or Milorganite. I, myself, for my lawn, take it upon myself to put down the organic fertilizers right in September, and then sometime in mid or late October, I actually apply the synthetic. So that way I get an added boost of potassium that I can't get from the organics, and I'm getting some health to the soil now, especially after that hot summer, and then I'm getting the fertilizer to green up the lawn and get it ready for the winter later on in the season. So thanks for watching the video presentation on lawn renovation, overseeding, and what to do for fertilizing your lawn right now. There's more information, as I mentioned earlier, on our website, so you can go ahead and look there. If you have any questions, you can leave them on the comments that are available on this video as well. My name is Jim Connolly, signing off. Have a great day.